And how you doing, subscribers? How you doing, new viewers? I'm Ion Prime. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Got several pieces of interesting news to talk about today. And at the end of this video, going to show off my favorite non-gaming pieces of my collection and the story of why these are in my collection. That all coming up today. But we're going to talk about the return of turn-based RPGs. I like this. And weird Sony controller patent. We'll talk about that today. But some have said that turn-based RPGs, they're pretty much dead. I love turn-based RPGs, obviously because I'm an old head as far as gaming goes. So I like, the original Final Fantasy, those games. I really like that turn-based, that strategy you have to have in turn-based RPGs. Clear Obscure Expedition 33, a modern turn-based RPG that definitely kind of takes it up to the next step and doesn't make it feel, it doesn't feel old to play this turn-based RPG. And I think a lot of games in the future are going to follow what Clear Obscure has done. And Final Fantasy Resonance directors say that turn-based combat that is in that game, this is why it's making a comeback. And they say, quote, "I still believe that there's room to grow, evolve, and advance, even for pixel art turn-based games at this moment in time. Of course, the experience is very much ingrained in the classics, leaning into something that feels familiar. However, incorporating some of these new technologies, I still believe there's a future for these types of experiences that even if you play it current and in this modern day, these types of RPGs may not necessarily feel dated." So yeah, what he's saying is turn-based RPGs definitely can still be a thing. Add some modern flair to the actions that you take in those turn-based RPGs. And when you do that, you make the game feel a little bit more modern to today's standards. Again, just like Clear Obscure Expedition 33 does with its parry system, with the ability to enhance the attacks once you do hit that attack button. So I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy Resonance coming out in October. Should be a real fun game, a turn-based RPG that I am definitely going to love, whether I play it on the Switch, whether I play it on PlayStation 5. We shall see. But definitely cool to see that there might be a new life for turn-based RPGs in the future. Well, in Japan, you can see Sonic, a life-size statue of Sonic, and inside this statue of Sonic is Sonic's DNA. How this is possible is definitely weird. And it's a silver statue of a life-size Sonic again. It's got a Chaos Emerald inside of its chest, and inside of that Chaos Emerald is where you will find the DNA. Now, how do you get DNA from a video game character? Good question. This is from a company called Llama Baby. Now, apparently they take fake things like Sonic, obviously a video game character, and they use technology to somehow create what they think may be that DNA, and that's what they have placed inside of that emerald crystal that's in Sonic's chest. They have used this technology in the past. They made at one time dragon meat. So how that's possible, they go into an explanation on their website that really just doesn't make a lot of sense, or we just don't really understand. But yeah, it's interesting. But if you do make a trip to Japan in front of Sonic's headquarters, or Sega's headquarters, you can actually see this life-size statue of Sonic with the DNA inside of this emerald crystal in his chest. So yeah, definitely things that make you go there. All right, so Metal Slug getting ready, or it's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, and Metal Slug's still a popular series. We've gotten reissues of the older games many times, and you can actually still play those games on modern platforms right now. But there are some new games that are on the way. Now, one of them is a mobile game. I know, but it's called Metal Slug Rush. No release date on it just yet, but it'll be coming to iOS and to Android. And to be honest, I would like to see this game, and I would probably pick it up. I dropped a ton of quarters into Metal Slug cabinets back in when I was a kid in the arcades, and I love the Metal Slug games that are on consoles right now. But SNK has confirmed that there is another Metal Slug game, this one coming for consoles and PC. Now, there's no real details of it yet, so it's probably in the very, very early stages of development for this Metal Slug game, but we could be seeing it next couple of years, which I think would be really cool. I'd love to have a new Metal Slug game. If you're wanting a newer experience with Metal Slug Tactics, that came out recently, and yeah, if you want to pick that up, do it. It's definitely, it's not the run and gun like we like to have in Metal Slug. It's more of a, a tactical RPG type game, but it is a lot of fun. So if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. You can probably pick it up for pretty cheap, whichever store that you shop from. And if you got a PlayStation 4, you might want to plug it back in because there is a new software update that has just been released. I'm going to be honest, my PlayStation 4 has been sitting in a box for quite a while, obviously because I can play my PlayStation 4 games on my PlayStation 5, but I may have to dig it out and plug it in just long enough to get this update. It's version 13.52 is that new update. There's nothing real big in this, though. It's just some security fixes. It just makes the console a little bit easier to, or a little bit harder to not only hack, but also for people to get in and, maybe get some stuff off of your PS4. So if you are still playing your PS4, which many people are, or PlayStation 4 Pro, get this new update, download it, and that way you'll have the latest updates for your PS4. And finally, Sony. Going to do some other Sony news here. They have patented some controller buttons that harden when you press them. I don't know why exactly you would need that, but the reason behind this patent, at least what is believed, is that, if you, say, are walking somewhere and you get stuck in some mud, that simulates your feet getting stuck in the mud, and so it hardens around your finger and makes you have to kind of press harder or pull harder to get your feet out of the mud. So kind of more of a sensory type addition, kind of like the haptic feedbacks on the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. And I like seeing these weird patents. I mean, they're just patents, meaning they've experimented with it. It's probably not going to work in the long term, but they've experimented with it. They've developed the patent. They filed the patent. So I like seeing these cool, weird patents from the different gaming companies as far as their controllers or just the gaming systems in general. But they also believe that maybe this can make it feel like something is biting you as you're fighting it. That could definitely be interesting as well. So we'll have to see. But a really cool patent from Sony there to make the buttons feel harder as you press them. All right, today I'm going to show off some non-gaming pieces of my collection and why I have them in my collection. And it is the Transformers the movie. This is the animated movie that came to theaters back in 1986. I was 9 years old whenever that came out. And yes, it was traumatic, to say the least, seeing Optimus Prime go dark. Yeah, that was not fun. And getting to see some of my favorite characters end up getting killed off. But I've got just the regular DVD version that I've had this for many years. I have this Blu-ray version that I bought several years ago, and then a Steelbook version, which is the 4K UHD version of Transformers the movie that I picked up a while back too. Got this really neat little kind of half slipcase for it too. Just has some interesting stuff there on the back. But Transformers was was my favorite toy as a kid. I had lots of G.I. Joes, I had lots of He-Man, but Transformers was definitely my favorite toy as a kid. I loved watching the cartoons that came on in the afternoons whenever I get home from school. But this movie that came out into theaters, it still makes me cry a little bit, again, when Optimus goes dark. And they're celebrating the 40th anniversary of it this year, and it's in September. They're bringing it back for a few days to theaters, some special showings with Fathom Entertainment. So I'm looking forward to that as well. It's a little bit after my wedding anniversary, so I have to talk to the wife a little bit about that, about maybe taking a night to go see it. But I love this Steelbook version here with the Rodimus Prime on the front and Galvatron on the back. It's so good. But all kinds of, got the movie and got some other special features here on the inside. But I love that shot too of a Unicron. That's good stuff there. But Transformers the movie, yes, I have 3 different versions of the movie in my collection. But I do like having these available to me whenever I want to just pull out a Blu-ray and watch it, not with streaming. So, not that I don't mind streaming, because I do mind streaming, but I do like having the physical version of stuff in my collection. So, well, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I'm Ion Prime. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. I do not mind at all if you hit that dislike button. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Love to have you as a follower. If you want to talk about anything I've talked about today, do that down in the comments section below. I'd love to have your comments. And let's see, I believe that's it. Yeah. My sources, everything I've talked about today, I'll leave the sources down in the description as well. So go by and check out those sources, get some more details about what I have talked about today. And keep your controllers charged, my friends. I will be back tomorrow with some more gaming news. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.